Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. After a few weeks of spring-like weather, winter is storming back into the province today. Intense winds started this morning with a wide area from Meadow Lake to Estevan under both blowing snow and snowfall advisories from Environment Canada. Some places in the province can expect up to 35 centimeters or roughly 14 inches of snow. The snow is falling this afternoon with the brunt of it falling overnight and throughout the day tomorrow. With Alberta already in the path of the storm, some flights taking off from Saskatoon were cancelled in advance, stranding some passengers. Environment Canada is warning the 80 to 90 kilometre per hour winds will subside tonight, but there will be some overlap with the heavy snow while winds are intense.
The snow is returning, expecting heavy accumulating snow and pretty treacherous travel conditions with this event. And then behind the system, temperatures are going to be dropping to below normal. So, on the other end of the pendulum here.
The Ministry of Highways says to constantly check the highway hotline as operators across the province are updating road conditions as they're being worked on. And with the heavy snowfall beginning this afternoon, the city of Prince Albert has a plan of its own to keep roads operational. The city says its snow operations team is scheduled to clear designated emergency routes as the storm progresses, and reported residential issues will be addressed once emergency routes are manageable and weather conditions improve. The city says a snow route parking ban will likely be declared at 9 a.m. Wednesday. Any transit updates will be posted on the city website. Premiers Scott Moe and Danielle Smith are calling for Prime Minister Mark Carney to step in on strychnine. In a joint letter, the two Western premiers are calling for the federal government to grant an immediate 3-year exemption for use of the banned rodent poison. This follows the denial of an emergency use application earlier this month. Moe and Smith say since the federal ban of strychnine, the population of Richardson ground squirrels has exploded. It's gotten to the point they've become a major threat to agriculture and other infrastructure. A Saskatoon man notorious for spying on women is back behind bars and will stay there until a bail hearing scheduled later this week. 37-year-old Kyle Hameluk was previously convicted on 70 incidents of voyeurism, indecent acts, and trespassing at night. He was back in front of a judge this morning, appearing by video from the Saskatoon Correctional Centre as the Crown detailed his alleged violation. Hameluk was arrested on Valentine's Day just hours after leaving jail for allegedly using a cell phone with a camera contrary to his court-imposed conditions, which also include a curfew, no contact with past victims.
Well, this guy's a prolific offender. I'm not surprised at all that he was in trouble in a short period of time. He has a terrible track record. I'm glad that Saskatoon police got him for something like they did, having a phone and not looking in the window of a house and violating another woman's privacy.
Lewis says Hameluk's alleged breach so early will likely make it more difficult for him to be released on bail. A team of volunteers at the Saskatchewan Aviation Museum is working to give an old plane a new life. This J3 Cub airplane was sitting in a barn for nearly 35 years before being donated to the museum. After 2 months and an estimated 640 hours of work, the plane has started to take shape. The museum is halfway toward its $40,000 fundraising goal necessary to get the plane back in the sky.
This is a Cub before they were a Piper Cub. This was built in Hamilton. So one of 134 ever made in Canada. And we have one of the few of them that are still around.
The restoration team says it's hopeful to see this plane in the air by June. A Regina man is facing 76 charges for a string of break-ins across 43 communities in the province over the past 7 years. The break-ins happened in communities in the surrounding areas of southern Saskatchewan between September 2019 to February of 2026. Following an investigation by Saskatchewan RCMP, investigators determined a total of $50,000 had been stolen, in addition to debit and credit cards, gift cards, alcohol, and antique coins. Police have charged and arrested Michael Arsenault with 62 counts of breaking and entering, 12 counts of attempting to break and enter with intent, and 1 count each of possession of property under and over $5,000. He will appear in Regina Provincial Court on Wednesday. Saskatoon police have charged 4 people following a robbery and a couple of attempted robberies. On December 5th, a person in Saskatoon told police 3 men pointed a gun at him and threatened him with violence. Police later learned the same men committed a robbery in Moose Jaw on December 4th and were planning to do another one in Saskatoon on December 6th. One of the men was arrested and 2 others believed to have gone to Calgary were arrested December 24th, coming back to Saskatoon. Last week, a 4th person was arrested with 2 homes and a vehicle searched. Here's a look at what was seized: weapons, ammunition, as well as $25,000 worth of vape products. All 4 men are facing a string of weapons, conspiring to commit robbery, evading police, and intimidating a justice system participant charges. Saskatoon police are advising the public of fraudulent emails making their rounds. The fake emails are being sent from Saskatchewan Provincial Services and claim the person receiving them has been issued a provincial violation ticket with instructions to pay a fine through an attached link. Anyone who receives an email like this should immediately delete it and not click on the link. Well, Jeff, today or maybe tonight and into tomorrow would not be a good night to be in the storm traffic copper because the winds are picking up.
The winds are really, we say picking up, they're already strong. We've got some strong winds. There's some nasty bite to the wind, John, because we've got ourselves cold Arctic air. It has returned, and that's also being exacerbated by, as you said, the strong winds. So it certainly feels cold. But then, on top of all that, check it out. Yes, exactly. This is a storm with a huge wingspan extending from parts of northern Alberta down into the plain states of the United States and parts of the Midwest. It is a big monster, and we do anticipate a lot of snow, mostly in southern Saskatchewan, but Prince Albert area, maybe up to 20 centimeters of snow when all is said and done. We'll talk about those numbers later on.
It was a day of both love and learning for those who stopped by Wintershine Heritage Park on Valentine's Day. The center hosted a Keomani dance, which is a sweethearts dance or couples dance done in pairs. Participants first learned about the history of the event, which began as a way to encourage relationships between members of different Indigenous communities. The tradition has continued for many years and shares similarities with a bear dance, which is more common in the United States.
That is honestly the goal, to reach out to so many people, because it creates an opportunity for us to come together to even just learn more about all the different cultures and teachings that are represented here at Wintershine. And it also helps those who may not know their culture very well to have an opportunity to know this is a place they can come to learn those things.
As part of Valentine's Day celebrations, hearts were on display with Valentine's themed words translated into Dene, Plains Cree, and Ojibwe. Wintershine Saskatoon has returned for its 13th year. The week-long festival showcases a number of winter-themed events for families to stop by and enjoy. Outdoor programming includes ice sculptures, games, and an ice slide for visitors to try. And there are a number of indoor activities for those looking to warm up. The festival director says most of the festival is free to attend, which is very important to the team behind the event.
We work hard on making sure this is accessible to the large majority of our community so that people can simply come down and enjoy this space that we're providing with their families and get to know one another a little bit better.
The festival runs until Saturday with several different events happening each day. When we return, another edition of Indigenous Circle. Hallie Mandrick was at the University of Saskatchewan for a major milestone.
Greetings, everyone. A very special birthday was celebrated at the University of Saskatchewan this month. A space dedicated to supporting and celebrating the success of Indigenous students has been in operation for 10 years. CTV's Hallie Mandrick was at the celebration and brings us the story.
The University of Saskatchewan's Gordon Oaks Red Bear Student Centre celebrated a milestone birthday.
I'm having a hard day. The center's here for me. If I need a friend to talk to, the center's here for me. if you're hungry, the center's here for you. I mean, really, if I have anything that I need ever, the center has a program or someone here to help, and they want to help us. That's their goal.
Gordon Oaks Center was created in 2016 to support the personal, social, cultural, and academic success of Métis, First Nations, and Inuit students. A recent celebration was hosted at the center, giving staff and students the opportunity to share how the space has impacted their experience on campus.
You can kind of come here and you can kind of take that mask off. There's a lot more understanding about where you come from, where your background is, and you kind of have to, you can open up a lot more around people that have similar backgrounds as you, and it's a lot more comfortable.
Graham says the center has proved to be much more than just another building on campus for many students.
We create spaces like this that aren't just a building that the government was like, here you go, or the school is like, here you go. It's actually a community of people. It makes Indigenous groups want to come together, want to connect. The elders want to come here and teach the youth.
In the 10 years of the center's existence, it's left a lasting impression on those who walk through its doors.
Talking to a few of my professors, and like, they did their undergrad, and then this just began, and so hearing stories from them of like what it meant to them and how that meant for even student leadership, but just like having a permanent spot where you can kind of dig your roots in and actually like build from there was a big thing.
For Indigenous Circle, I'm Hallie Mandrick.
If you have a story you would like to see in this segment, here's how to reach us. You can contact me by email, and you can also watch past episodes and segments of Indigenous Circle on our CTV Regina and CTV Saskatoon websites.
Indigenous Circle, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Indigenous Enterprise Foundation, growing the First Nation entrepreneurial spirit.
When we come back, Jeff has the details of the upcoming storm and strategies to fight food allergies from a McMaster University study. Well, Jeff, so much for easing back into the winter weather. We're about to be hit with a wallop, aren't we?
We most certainly are, and some places in the province are getting much more of a wallop than we are here in the Prince Albert area. But we can tell you that, as I said, tomorrow, 10 to 20, tonight 10 to 15, so when all is said and done, maybe up to 35 centimeters of snow, but it is going to be a messy situation. Look at the wingspan on this storm. As I mentioned earlier on, it goes from the northern parts of Alberta all the way down into the American Midwest, and points in between, some places dealing with a rain-snow mixed rain. It's mostly a snow event, and almost exclusively a snow event here in Saskatchewan. So look at these pressure lines really close together, and that, of course, indicates we are going to be dealing with some very strong winds, and that's certainly true. They back off a little bit tomorrow, but all in all, a very snowy situation. The southwest not getting as impact as much as the rest of the province, but still a very impactful storm for most of Saskatchewan. Minus 19 degrees in Spiritwood, minus 18 overnight in the Battlefords, minus 17 the expected overnight temperature in Candle Lake, Birch Hills, Rostern, and Melfort. Nipawin's overnight temperature minus 16 degrees, and as you can see with the icons that are on the map, and even the ones that aren't showing up, snow is the big story across the region. Now we move on to tomorrow, and snow will continue to be the big story. So tonight, as I mentioned earlier on, the Battlefords isn't getting as much snow as some other areas in our region, but the reality is everybody's going to be doing some shoveling. But as we make our way into tomorrow, places like Nipawin, Melfort, Birch Hills, Candle Lake, Rostern, and Spiritwood could see up to 20 centimeters of snow in addition to what we get tonight, which could be 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. Winds out of the northeast backing off, so the wind is lessening, but it's not going away, that's for sure. Minus 17 overnight for Prince Albert and area. Tomorrow, temperatures don't really warm up all that much. Minus 14 degrees, which is about 8 degrees, no, not 8 degrees, about 6 degrees below seasonal. An additional 10 to 20 centimeters of snow. The winds back off a little bit, but still on the moderate side and out of the north, so a cold wind. And then as we take a look at Thursday and Friday, it gets even even colder. Minus 19 degrees on Thursday and Friday, minus 17 on Saturday, minus 18 on Sunday. So a cold weekend shaping up for Prince Albert and area. And not much improvement for Monday, minus 16 degrees. And Tuesday, we've got ourselves minus 14 degrees and a slight chance of some flurries. So yes, some snow and then some cold conditions as we roll into the next little while.
Well, I think anybody that's been hosting or about to host any of those winter-type events that are usually held in Canada, they'll be welcoming the snow and maybe not the temperatures. But,
yeah, probably not the temperatures. And of course, you know, we still have to get through the next couple of days if you're traveling to any of those events.
There you go, exactly. All right, Jeff. Well, the Prince Albert Raiders picked up a big win over Saskatoon on Saturday, a 5-4 shootout over the Blades at home. Then it was a major milestone set on Monday against Moose Jaw.
Gorzinski down low for Oiring. Out front, Rudolph, one-timer scores! Jackson Rudolph, 12th power play goal of the season! And he's now set a Raider record, most goals on the power play by a defenseman.
Jackson Rudolph, you heard right there, becomes the single-season franchise leader for defenseman power play goals with his 12th of the season. The Raiders had 6 different goal scorers on the way to a convincing 6-1 victory over the Warriors. Mikhail Orshulak made 21 saves for his 20th victory of the season. The Raiders have a rematch in Moose Jaw Friday night.
Do you have a community event you would like to promote? Or maybe you'd like to draw attention to your organization. Let your local CTV station help you spread the word. Contact us at 306-922-6020 or email panews@ctv.ca. You can appear on CTV Prince Albert's News at 5 and get your message to our viewers.
The Saskatchewan NDP is calling attention to a leaked dashboard showing long waits in hospital emergency rooms. They say SHA data tracking ER wait times in provincial hospitals had a more than 100-hour wait time at RUH over the weekend. The NDP says the dashboard also showed an 81-hour wait time at St. Paul's and a 67-hour wait time at Regina General. The NDP says it's unacceptable and wants the province to acknowledge the problem and get to work on making improvements.
We know that people are having difficulty, great difficulty accessing family physicians, accessing nurse practitioners, getting a hold of those inoculations that used to be very, very easy to get in the past. And what all of that does is pushes everything to a critical state, makes people sicker.
CTV has contacted the province for a response. We'll have more on that at 6. A new study out of McMaster University identifies several key factors in children developing food allergies. As Pauline Chan tells us, introducing certain foods early can help prevent them.
Eggs and milk are known to be common allergies early in a child's life.
Those tend to resolve by about age 6 to 8. In most individuals, about 80%.
But for the other 20%, food allergies can continue to pose a lifelong threat. McMaster researchers have been looking at 342 risk factors for babies developing food allergies.
International data, over 40 countries, and 2.8 million participants in 190 different studies.
They identified 4 factors as the most important: a family history of allergies, eczema as a baby, delayed introduction of common allergens such as eggs, peanut, or fish, and early use of antibiotics. Dr. Derek Chu says in some cases, antibiotic use in babies is essential, but in borderline cases, families and physicians should be aware it could be a factor in developing food allergies. Chu also says eczema is like a window to the immune system and an early indicator of a sensitive immune system.
What's showing in our studies that if you delay food allergen introduction, it actually increases the risk quite a bit. And consequently, if you introduce early, might protect.
Food Allergy Canada says this publication confirms that food allergy development in children is influenced by multiple factors. Early introduction and continued inclusion of allergenic foods, central to our Eat Early, Eat Often guidance, has shown promising results in reducing food allergy risk. Their website offers guidelines to introduce common allergens like milk and eggs to babies between 4 and 6 months of age in the form of yogurt or mashed boiled eggs, for example, and make sure you keep them in your child's regular diet.
Risk factors are just risk factors. That means it's not a guarantee.
But he says being aware of them can allow us to monitor and tailor allergy prevention efforts for each child. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
You see those cucumbers on the sandwich, Jeff? That's a nice touch. I like that. All right, let's have a little more fun. The All Aboard Model Railroad Show rolled into Saskatoon over the weekend. At Prairieland Park, train enthusiasts were excited to show off their creations, and hundreds of visitors were excited to see them. Trains of all different makes, models, and mediums were on display to mark 41 years of the show in Saskatchewan. One event organizer shared the hobby continues to grow across the province.
Each year it continues to grow, and you know, the hobby is also growing as each year goes by. They continue to get more intricate and more detailed, so the younger generation is starting to get a little bit more interested in it as well.
Jeff, this year marked the largest in the show's history with 45 different displays. All right, let's finish it off with a little bit of a rebrand, Jeff, because the Saskatchewan Jazz Festival is being rebranded for the 2026 edition. Organizers announcing its new name will be Sask Jazz Fest. They say after years of people referring to the event as Sask Jazz and Jazz Fest, and after surveying the community, it was time for a change. The name also comes with a new logo. Sask Jazz is scheduled this year, July 5th to 11th. The announcements for the 2026 lineup will begin February 24th and continue until March 9th. Any names on that list that you think just absolutely have to be there? Or
no, you know what? I don't. I'm always excited to see what they have programmed, because I've got great Jazz Fest memories from some of the performers that who have performed there. So, including Dr. John, the Nightcrawler, which is perfect because today is Mardi Gras. So laissez-les bon temps rouler.
There you go. I guess you don't have the weather for the upcoming Jazz Fest, do you? That's a little far.
A little far in the future.
National News is next.